Here on Inside Pirates Baseball this year, we're going to do several features for you called Pirates Treasure. And if you're going to look for pirate treasures down through the 100 years of pirate baseball history, you got to start looking right here, right field.
Time to announce and officially retire Roberto's number and uniform. And it is my privilege to present Roberto's last home uniform to his wife, Vera.
It was a very sad day for us. I even felt his shadow beside me when I received his uniform. Mr. Galvez gave it to me. I felt his shadow beside me.
Pay a visit to Roberto Clemente's home in Puerto Rico and you can't help but feel his shadow.
My home is the same like 20 years ago, 15 years ago when he died. He will be 15 years next December. And I still have the same furniture, the same everything here in the house. Now I have to start changing everything because the time passed, but I still have all the remembrances here around the house. Picture of him everywhere, all the trophies. He's with us all the time, in the way we feel.
Roberto's greatness as a ball player really hits home when you see that it takes 2 rooms in his home to hold his trophies and mementos, including this one, the ball he hit for his last base hit.
Bobby hits a drive into the gap in the left center field. There she is. For a double. Papers flying, everybody standing. A double for Roberto.
That was the end of the story of Roberto Clemente, the baseball player. The beginnings of Roberto Clemente, the man, were right here. His first home was on what is now this empty lot in Carolina, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I'm watching the piece I did. It's unbelievable.
When you see these beginnings, you understand why Roberto always considered himself a champion of the poor. When he was about the same age as Victor here, it was on this field behind his elementary school that Roberto Clemente learned to play baseball. And maybe Clemente had this field in mind when he came up with his idea for a sports city, so that future generations of Puerto Rican kids could have real fields to play on.
One of his dreams is to be like Roberto Clemente. So he belongs to the Los Bravos in Pequeñas Ligas, and he got trophies by this time, one. And he practiced every day, and all his dream is to be like Roberto Clemente.
Roberto Clemente never got the chance to watch his own kids grow up, and from the time his sons were very young, baseball fans in Pittsburgh and Puerto Rico just assumed that one or all of them would pick up where their father left off.
People do think that it's been very easy. I have everything is given to me. Nonsense. It's been the other way around. There is some envious people, jealous people that do not want any good for me, only because who I am and who my father was. I did not have a fair chance in baseball, put it that way.
Roberto's sons weren't old enough to really appreciate what a great player Roberto was, but they and their mother did have their father around long enough to learn that the private person was quite a bit different from the public image.
I did not understand him as a player. I did understand him as a person, as my dad.
He was a very happy person. He likes to play with the kids, when we have friends here with the family reunion. He used to make jokes and play music. He used to play the organ, the harmonica, and he used to write poems. He always was working around the house, fixing the refrigerator, fixing the dishwasher. He was a plumber, he was everything. You know, he likes to work around the house and be with us most of the time.
The world knows that Roberto Clemente planned to lend a hand to the people of Nicaragua when his plane went down on New Year's Eve back in 1972. And for Clemente, it was not only a mission of mercy, he was motivated by a recurrence of a problem he had had throughout his career, what he considered to be unfair treatment by the press.
They gave him a headline, something like, Roberto is an uppity Negro, and that hurt him.
Roberto was a what?
Uppity, stuck up, and that hurt him. So many people say that besides his interest in helping others, he wanted to go back to Nicaragua to prove to them that he was not the person described by the journalists.
Luis Rodriguez Mayoral is a sports writer and sportscaster in Puerto Rico and was one of Clemente's closest friends.
Roberto Clemente is the most renowned personality to come out of Puerto Rico, thanks to baseball. But he died like 15 years ago, and people in Puerto Rico still don't believe it. All of Puerto Rico was always behind Roberto Clemente. He was a common denominator for all of us.
And it is Mayoral who, for 15 years, has been trying to keep Clemente's dream alive, the Roberto Clemente Sports City.
Roberto wanted the sports city to serve as a base in orientation and education in relation to sports, not only to Puerto Rico, but to all Latin America.
Sports City is a reality, and that would have made Roberto Clemente happy, but his friends and his family have dedicated their lives to keeping it alive and making it all Clemente envisioned and more.
My goal is to raise my children and to finish the sports city and to love him and remember him, you know, until I die. He served.
Roberto Clemente's life ended here, but his story and his legend didn't. And you know, one of the great things about baseball is that it's an everyday thing for 6 months every year. And if you grow up in a city with a player like Roberto Clemente, who plays there for 18 years, you can't help but be touched by him a little bit. And if you were touched by him at all and by his presence in Pittsburgh, you can help Roberto Clemente fulfill his dream. And you can do that by helping out the Sports City here in Puerto Rico. And you can do that by sending a donation to Roberto Clemente Sports City, Carolina, Puerto Rico, 00630. One last thing. The thing that I remember about the days following Roberto Clemente's death, the pall that was over the city, of course, and there were a lot of signs of the outpouring of grief, but the best thing that I remember was a sign up on Mount Washington that's normally used for advertising, big red letters, right on the top of Mount Washington. 2 words, adios, amigo.
And he goes with Roberto Clemente. And the big red fires. Bobby swings and hits a drive down the right field line. It's going, and you can